if I asked you how your marriage was going, and you said, sustainable, I'd have to say, I'm sorry. Because it really is about abundance, it's about fecundity, it's about fertility, it's about something that's joyful and inspirational and full and fruitful, not about something that's just sustainable. Sustainable is this kind of less bad paradigm, which we don't find to be particularly positivist. It doesn't at all mesh with what permaculture is talking about, which is a vision of abundance. Which is, sustainability is more of a business agenda to attempt to in some way toe the line of what they're sensing ecological perspectives are bringing to the needs for how business needs to change what it's doing. So sustainability is kind of being used a lot as a term to couch various practices that are not necessarily ecological or holistic and are oftentimes more kind of band-aid measures. So with that, that's something to be aware of, is that within the ecological movement, people are kind of bashing the word sustainability these days and saying it's really a mediocre kind of aspiration. Let's actually grow abundance. Let's talk about fertility. Let's talk about that. In fact, what we're proposing when we talk about ecological design is improving quality of life. You know, and that's one of the things that is the difference that we want to look at, is that with the upward mobility standard of living a massive capital model, you're sacrificing quality of life, and it's what's not been being talked about by the mainstream media and by most of the information networks, is that actually we're all dying of cancer because of the way in which this system creates, quote, wealth. So when we talk about these numbers that I've mentioned several times, that, for instance, 50% of cities in the United States, according to the US EPA, are in violation of the Clean Air Act and are in non-compliance, which means that basically there's air that is not legal for citizens to be breathing in half of our cities. It's in violation. And every year, we're still at 50% violation of the Clean Water Act. So quality of life, the quotient that's really worth paying attention to, is that actually we're soldiers dying in the trenches so that corporations can continue to rape, loot, pillage, and plunder our countryside and run away laughing to the bank. And if we don't tell that story, and if we don't recognize that quality of life is what we're really losing, is that I can't breathe the air where I live. I can't drink the water where I live. I can't safely do things in this country. I'm speaking generally. That it's something that when the FDA and EPA says you can't eat any fish out of any body of water regularly, that's telling us that we're reaching the threshold of an endpoint as far as how long can we live in a polluted, contaminated landscape.